Premier Danielle Smith says to not expect an early provincial election in 2026. Smith told CTV News today she won't be calling voters to the polls early, despite the recent departure of a prominent cabinet minister and the caucus threat of 24 recall petitions. Tim Brooke explains.
Following a surprise resignation Wednesday, Premier Danielle Smith was back to work Friday. Tabor-Warner MLA Grant Hunter is Alberta's new Environment and Protected Places Minister. But it's not the morning swearing-in ceremony everyone wants to talk about.
My first thought was that the government is preparing for the possibility of an early election. They want to know who's going to be with them going into the election, who wants to stay on, who wants to run again.
Political watchers are ramping up rumors of an early provincial election. The Premier isn't having it.
Well, we have fixed election dates in this province for a reason, and our fixed election date is set for October 18th of 2027. And the whole reason we have fixed election dates is so people have certainty and can do their planning.
Smith has thrown cold water on the idea, but it's hard to ignore some of her issues heading into the new year. There's the ministerial departure, 24 MLA recall petitions, and what's expected to be a tough budget.
They may think that their best chances of staying in power would be called an earlier election. That'll depend on the polls, and we just don't know what their internal polls are saying right now, but they've definitely taken a hit.
I'm not quite sure why everyone is so anxious to rush to an election. The incredible polling I've seen suggests we do very, very well in an early election.
The most recent public polling from Leger shows 61% of respondents feel Alberta is headed in the wrong direction, and nearly half reports that their opinion of the Premier has worsened. Still, Leger predicts the UCP would pull in more decided voters should Albertans head to the polls.
You could burn a lot of brain cells trying to figure out what this government's strategy is on an early election. The answer is they don't have a strategy. Everything we know is they change their mind on the daily based on how popular they think they are and whether or not they think they can survive.
In a statement Wednesday, Rebecca Scholes said the timing is right for her to step down from cabinet. She denied a CTV News interview request.
And Tim joins us. So, Tim, it'll be a busy legislative year regardless.
Yeah, speaking to reporters today, the Premier said that we could see some changes this year, Alicia, to that very famous recall petition legislation here in our province. Danielle Smith also says she'll be watching closely in 2026 as the Electoral Boundary Commission adds those 2 new planned ridings to Alberta. She says she believes those are extremely necessary, just considering how many new residents we've added to our province in the last couple of years.
Thanks, Tim.